Good morning, children. Hope you are all well. Today we are going to start diversity and discrimination. This is a chapter from the civics part, and this chapter is very important because it tells us about our society, the conditions that were prevalent, the conditions which are now prevalent, and how we can change the conditions in our future. This chapter includes many stories which would help you enhance and analyze and understand the situations which are described in this book. Go through the stories, you will really like it. We are all different as humans, and we live in the land which is a land of diversity. We are diverse in various forms: language, food, culture, tradition, religion, many. But there is something which holds us together, and thus it is called, there is unity in diversity. But there are certain challenges which we face in our regular lives, which are obstacles for the progress of our nation, for the progress of fraternity and brotherhood, which is a harm to our integrity. We are going to discuss those challenges. Come, let us start. Children, I have marked the key lines with green color. You do mark in your books, and I have also marked the important points we have to learn. I have divided the chapter into two topics. The first topic is prejudice and stereotype, and the second topic is discrimination, a social evil. You studied about how diverse our cultures are within the country. The first chapter we had come to know that our Indian culture is a mixed culture. It is a mix-up of diverse cultures. It is a celebration of differences. In this fast developing world, we all keep moving from place to place and come across different people from different cultures and backgrounds. We come across people who are highly educated and also who do not know how to read and write. We see people who struggle and make ends meet, and we see people who live in luxury. We see people from villages as well from large cities. Everyone is different, but everyone has some qualities as well. You must have seen the picture of the father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi. He used to wear a simple dhoti, carried a stick, and had very simple food habits. At times, he lived on just some milk. He walked miles and did not travel in big cars. He may have looked like a simpleton, but do you know he was a very learned man? He was a lawyer in Britain and South Africa. He helped the country get independence from its British rulers. So children, what we come to know, that there are differences in the society. People of different walks walk together, forming a nation. Sometimes we misjudge people. Example is given here of Gandhiji, who was a very simple looking person, but he was a great learned person if you go and see his historical background. Everyone is different. Everyone has some good qualities and some not so good. Therefore, it is wrong to judge anyone by their outward appearances. There is a common saying, looks can be deceptive. That means whatever we see, it is not correct all the time. We should not judge a book seeing its cover. Now here is a beautiful story of Pradeep. You will go through this story and you will come to know that how we misjudge people. In this story, you will come to know how Pradeep and his family were helped by some people who were strangers. But before the help was provided, Pradeep's parents did not have the faith that these people were good. Rather, they thought that they might be thieves. Go through the story, you will like it. We are going to discuss now what is prejudice. As in Pradeep's story, his parents misjudged the people. This is only prejudiced. Prejudice means a based opinion based on insufficient knowledge. Prejudice comes from the words pre and judge. That means to judge a person beforehand only, a community beforehand only. We should not judge people like that. Making a judgment before knowing any detail is prejudice. In our society, many of us are affected by prejudice. We may have beliefs which may not be factually correct or may be incomplete, but these beliefs make us take certain decisions and form perceptions. That means certain things are there in the society which we don't know properly, but we tend to believe something or half information, whatever we have. This is not correct. So, like in the story above, Pradeep's father told his wife to hide the jewelry. He also did not tell the first group that they had run out of petrol. If he had, they may have received help earlier. But the prejudice that the people of that area were dangerous led him to take these decisions. So when Pradeep's family was in problem, they could have sought help from the first person who was coming there, but they did not say anything there. They did not ask for help, thinking that this area was not good. So what happened? He had to wait for help. His parents had believed that all people in those areas were likely to take away their life and property, but it was not so. In fact, they tried to warn them of danger and even help them. People hold prejudices about many things, like people's complexion or skin color, the clothes they wear, the language they speak, the region they come from, or the religion they follow. Some people think that an English-speaking person is better educated and learned than a person who speaks in Hindi or a local language. They form this judgment without even knowing the background and educational qualification of the person. So children, we find that people discriminate and they form judgment on basis of things which are not correct. Do you think an English-speaking person should be more qualified than a Hindi-speaking person? We cannot say about qualification by the speaking power. We cannot judge the speaking power and tell how much qualified a person is. Similarly, people have a tendency to think that a person who is fair complexioned is superior. India was under the British rule for hundreds of years. They had become the rulers and the landlords. Most Indian were poor at that and at the mercy of the Britishers, isn't it? Since then, people have this perception that the white people are superior to the brown-skinned Indians. So much is the prejudice that even today the highest selling cosmetic is the fairness cream. Prejudice is bad for society. So what we see from British period only, we are holding a prejudice and still now we continue to go with it. Prejudice is very bad for the society. Sometimes people are so prejudiced that they do not even want to talk or meet certain people. This leads to division in the society, and some of the people get marginalized. You know what is being marginalized? That means they are separated from the normal flow of the society. We should avoid taking decisions without knowing and understanding the realities. Now children, we will now understand what is stereotype. Stereotype means an overgeneralized and preconceived idea or impression of the characteristics of a person or a community. When without any proper knowledge, we have a preconceived idea and on that idea we base our opinion. It is called stereotype. It is like forming an image about something without a proper knowledge. Some notions that we have been following for many years get attached to the certain things and we start believing it to be true. For example, in olden times when humans lived in jungles, the men went out to hunt and women stayed in caves with children for their safety. Over a period of time, it was considered that boys are brave and they do not cry over little injuries, etc., while girls have always been considered as weak and emotional. Even the dresses of children have a color stereotype, pinks and reds for girls and blue and green for boys. So children, what we find that some views which we have followed for some years becomes a solid opinion. See, as we think that boys are brave and girls are weak, or certain colors are fit for girls and certain colors are fit for boys. Like here you see, so if you see a small baby in a pram in a pink outfit, you assume that it is a girl. This is what stereotype is all about. Some more examples of stereotyping in our society are imagining people to be criminals just because they are poor. Now you will see in our houses or in our shops or in our any of our there's locations where we have our property or wealth or money. If something is lost, the first notion which comes to us is that the people who are working there, they have stolen it. But this is very wrong. If a thing is not found in a house, the first thing which comes to the mind is whether the people working in the house have stolen it. Most of the times we only may have forgotten where we kept the thing and later imagine that it has been stolen. At times even some member of the family may be involved, or just simply the item may have fallen down somewhere but we believe it was taken away. We tend to mistrust people who have lesser privileges than us. Stereotypes and prejudices jointly affect our thinking process. Many a times we behave in this manner without even thinking that we are hurting someone for no faults of theirs. The image which is formed in our mind is based and incorrect and mostly without the knowledge of the details. So here we find that an opinion of ours can hurt others also. Sometimes you might be finding some people making a group and joking and laughing at others. This is also very wrong. We shun or laugh or joke about other communities without realizing that we are not behaving in a sensitive social manner. There may not be any truth in these beliefs, even though things have changed in the society, but we continue to follow the old mindset and are reluctant to look at the other side of the picture. We continue to hold on to our old beliefs. Now, children, we have understood what stereotype is. Now, how it impacts and how it affects the society, we will go through it. But before that, here is, let's check. Define prejudice. You will get the answers in the notes which will be provided to you. But what is prejudice? It means having a wrong conception, a misconception for somebody. And how does prejudice and stereotype affect us? Just now we have read that we form a negative opinion about somebody and we continue to hurt that person or that community based on that opinion. We all live in a society, and society consists of people from different backgrounds, do different types of works and live different ways of life. As you studied in the last chapter, these differences are based on the diverse cultures they come from and due to variation in what they earn for their living. Also known as economic status. Everyone may not get equal opportunities in life, which makes an impact on their personality. Now, children, here we come to know that we all come from different backgrounds, different types of work we do, and our ways of life is also different. And this forms our economic status also. What we earn, from where we earn, how we earn, these all are related with economic status. And everyone may not get equal opportunities in life, which makes an impact in their personality. Availability of money and opportunities in life does not make a person high or low. You may not earn much money, but your culture, your thinking may lift you up as a noble person. Given a chance, even an unprivileged person may be able to do extremely well, even better than those who got opportunities. There are many examples, students, of people coming from the deprived classes and shining in life. Remember the famous case of the winner of the popular quiz program on television, Kaun Banega Crorepati? We all have seen. A person who won 5 crores. He came from a small village. He did not have a wealthy background, but won 5 crores due to his excellent knowledge. He had worked hard to attain those levels of knowledge. There are numerous examples of people who have had difficult times but have outshined in different fields. Take the case of former President APJ Abdul Kalam, who was from a very humble background but could become one of the top scientists of India, and later the president of the country. On the other hand, there are many people in large cities who may not have got a chance or denied a chance and remain illiterate. Do you know, children, this APJ Abdul Kalam, when he was a scientist and was working for the aeronautical department, he carried the parts of rocket in bullock carts, in cycles, and assembled them together to make the first expedition of India in the field of aerospace. This is a big example. Another example of excellence is the late Dr. Stephen Hawking. Stephen Hawking, the name you have heard, he is also famous in the world of science. He contracted an incurable disease when he started college and could not move around. So from the college days only, he got paralyzed and his body got deformed. He could not move around. As time passed, he was totally immobilized and was always confined to a wheelchair for over 40 years of his life. But this did not deter him to be one of the world's most renowned physicists. So we see from what background you come does not matter. The zeal of working matters. And the stereotype that people from certain group, certain community, certain health issues will not survive is totally wrong. Sustainability depends on our own capability. Now children, here you see there is a note on our former president APJ Abdul Kalam. Go through it. It is very necessary. And moreover, in this page only, we here see, yes, this one. We here see some common stereotypes prevalent in our society. Here, particular image, reason, and reality today is given. You will go through all this. Multiple choice questions may be asked from here.